If you know a bunch of words in Portuguese, why is it so hard to string a sentence? It's super common and something that doing more grammar exercises won't help. So today, you and I are going to build a sentence in Portuguese together. You'll start using the words you know in real sentences by changing how you listen to Portuguese, so you can finally say what you want. The first shift you need to make to start stringing your own sentences in Portuguese is to understand that a sentence doesn't have to be long and it doesn't have to be as intelligent as you are in your native language. These three unschoolers have used a two-word sentence, não dá, because they had heard it in context. There was no translation involved, just a silly story that made it stick. The last one reported back saying, I felt like I was a helpful member of the community. Short sentence, great confidence booster. This one managed to bombard a Portuguese real estate agent who didn't speak any English with a bunch of questions in order to find out if a flat was the right one for her family in Lisbon. When you listen to stories that keep repeating questions, quem é que? Como é que? Porquê que? Onde é que? You end up absorbing the patterns naturally with little effort. The best part is that you don't lose time trying to translate things in your head first. There's one final point I want to make before we build that sentence together, which is listening to engaging stories where Portuguese is spoken in a natural way will supercharge your sentence building because you're listening to the real thing, which will make you sound more natural. And if the content is done right, the comprehension is a lot more solid and long-lasting than if you had resorted to translation alone, like in this case, where it seems it was magic, like she just found herself responding in Portuguese, but it's not magic at all. It's the right kind of strategy paired up with hard work. You can see for yourself one example of such stories with my mini start. Just check the link below. Now, if you combine this listening approach with writing, what happens is you organically learn about how Portuguese is structured. It's a grammar lesson in disguise, except it doesn't feel painful. Instead, it's very personal and respects your time. That's how this unschooler was able to self-correct her own text by re-listening to a specific story. Ready to build a sentence with me? Bora lá. Let's say we start by saying, I like burgers. I will be bold enough to assume two things. You know how to say gosto de, but you may not yet know how to say burgers in Portuguese. That's hambúrgueres. So we start with gosto de hambúrgueres. Gosto de hambúrgueres. Okay, what if you want to say you like burgers a lot? Muito is the word you need. Now the question is if you know where to place it. This may be intuitive, but if not, you can always have a quick look on DeepL to see that we say gosto muito de hambúrgueres. What if they're meat burgers? Gosto muito de hambúrgueres de carne. This is a great example of how word order can be super confusing in a language that places words differently. The pattern in Portuguese is always to name the thing or person, then to judge it, qualify it, whatever you want to call it. Adding de between burgers and meat indicates what the burgers are made of. The same way you would have tomato soup, sopa de tomate, plastic chair, cadeira de plástico, silver ring, anel de prata. You could prefer a plant-based burger, in which case you would say gosto muito de hambúrgueres de soja. But if we keep with the meat example, we could even go further by specifying the kind of meat. Gosto muito de hambúrgueres de carne de porco, de carne de vaca. Or simply, gosto muito de hambúrgueres de frango. Now, let's spice this up even further. What if you only like to eat burgers on Saturdays? Gosto muito de comer hambúrgueres de frango ao sábado. It's true, you could have started the sentence with ao sábado, but that was not the main focus of what I wanted to say here, so I put it at the end. Starting the sentence with ao sábado sounds like I'm saying what I'd like to do each day of the week. Let's now add ingredients to our burger, shall we? Perhaps tomato, lettuce, but no cheese. Oof, that's a lot in one go. Do you think you can do it? Gosto muito de hambúrgueres de carne ao sábado com tomate, alface, mas sem queijo. Did you know the words com and sem? These are crucial if you want to eat out. However, on Saturdays, you like to eat these burgers at home. Now, how to add that info to our sentence? Gosto muito de hambúrgueres de carne ao sábado, com tomate, alface, mas sem queijo, em casa. Let's make this a bit silly, so that it's more memorable. So perhaps I like to eat burgers sitting on top of the kitchen table. And what a great opportunity to review place prepositions. Gosto muito de hambúrgueres de carne ao sábado, com tomate, alface, mas sem queijo, em casa, sentada em cima da mesa da cozinha. If you're a man, you should have written or said sentado. If you got anything different than my version, ask yourself why. Ask AI or ask below in the comments, okay? The more you interact with an exercise, the more you learn from it. We tend to be scared of making mistakes, but they offer the best learning opportunities. Okay, what if I'm watching the cars outside through the window? I know it's weird, but I think it sticks better. Gosto muito de hambúrgueres de carne ao sábado, com tomate, alface, mas sem queijo, em casa, sentada em cima da mesa da cozinha, a ver os carros lá fora pela janela. We need to stop here a minute because this last bit was so rich. A ver is how we say watching, literally seeing. Lá fora is our way of saying outside, and it's so idiomatic because of that lá that you really should start using it. As for pela janela, well, I confess I added that on purpose because I know prepositions are a bit of a pain, and we just need to keep being exposed to them and notice them. Through the window requires por in Portuguese. Let's read that one more time. Gosto muito de hambúrgueres de carne ao sábado, com tomate, alface, mas sem queijo, em casa, sentada em cima da mesa da cozinha, a ver os carros lá fora pela janela. We could go on, but I think we've done pretty well. And look how long that sentence is, filled with practical day-to-day language. If, however, you're still mulling over that por, which became pela, then you really need to watch this video next. It's filled with examples and context for you to listen. If you focus on one preposition at a time, it will be a lot more manageable.